Monk can leave or return at a later date, as he wishes. Monastic life is characterized by poverty, celibacy, and non-violence. The monks were woken by the gong at 4 a.m. Everyone, from his place, concentrates his attention on Buddha, meditates on his virtues, and must greet him. After the prayer, the monks head for the dining hall for the first meal of the day. Then, everyone gathers in the main hall to listen to the superior preach, and this we call the sermon. The tasks of the day are allocated, then the monks leave to beg for their food. Our monastery follows the laws of Buddhism. Unfortunately, all do not comply as well as we do. If you want to live according to the rules set by our Lord Buddha, you have to live as we do here. You are judged by the way you follow or do not follow the rule. Our monastery adheres to the rule perfectly. Generally speaking, discipline is codified by 227 rules. Our monastery has 253 such rules. Never will you see one of our monks eat anything in the afternoon or indulge in excesses. This is what distinguishes our monastery from the others. This morning, some monks went to pray in a family with a newborn baby. There has been a death in the village, so a few monks were sent to the family to chant the funeral prayers. The others are sweeping the monastery courtyard, after which they are allowed half an hour's rest. Then, every hour, some novices are called to be taught religion. The second and last meal of the day will be eaten at 11 a.m. The afternoon is dedicated to meditation and reading. When evening comes, you have to make your devotions to Buddha before going to bed. Maung Tung will not remain in the monastery. Everything, his school, his friends and relatives, will call him back home, but on leaving the monastery, he will feel grown up. Boxing is practiced barehanded or with a thin protective strip of material binding the fists. All blows, even those given with the head, are allowed. At the beginning of each round, the spectators support the boxers by offering prize money. Betting is forbidden by the government, but goes on all the same. Boxing really belongs to the traditions of Burma, and is difficult, even for a socialist government, to control the sport. A trishaw is the famous Asian tricycle which carries its passengers back and forth across the town. This cyclo-taxi is being used by this travelling orchestra to announce the evening performance. The road network is not very well developed in Burma. There are very few cars, one for 300 inhabitants. Half of them are old jeeps and small English cars, which have survived from the Second World War.
Do you own your trishaw?
It belongs to someone else.
How much does it charge a day?
5 chiats.
And how much do you make each day?
25 chiats.
Is it enough to live on?
It's okay. In towns, a family needs approximately 300 chiats a month to live. A secondary school teacher earns 300 chiats a month. A doctor, 600. A high civil servant, 1,200. In the country, a farm labourer will make 4 to 5 chiats a day. This is why the national lottery is so popular. Mandalay, with 700,000 inhabitants, is the second largest city in the country. Long and wide avenues separate each neighborhood. All buildings have been designed on the same model. Rejected by the city dwellers, those who are too poor huddle in miserable bamboo and leaf shacks on the outskirts of the city. Mandalay is the more typically Burmese town. It is also the town of the monks. These monks of high rank have studied under the supervision of the head of an important monastery in the holy city. Mandalay is really the cultural and artistic center of Burma, whereas Rangoon is the town through which contact is made with the rest of the world. Ko San Mew lives in this neighborhood and works in a beauty shop. Girls never interested him. He appears exactly as he is. His hip swaying makes passers-by smile, but he is not ashamed. Many homosexuals are transvestites. They dance, sing, tell stories in the streets, and then collect a little money. If the predictions are unfavorable, but nevertheless you want to try to do something about them, there is only one way to be protected, and that is through pisai tattoos. But there is also the tattoo which can make you seductive, another which will immunize you against snake bites, and one which a thief can make responsible for his misdemeanors. Other designs, such as the dragon, the tiger, or the snake, symbolize certain feats. Tattooing is still very popular in towns. Betting, in spite of the fact that it is forbidden, is really part of everyday life. No one is more addicted to betting and games than Burmans. The wealthy play Western games, but the man in the street indulges in a game which originated in China, mahjong. Of course, the town has become more modern. Thatched roofs disappeared a long time ago and have been replaced by corrugated iron roofs. Every house has electricity, but strangely enough, the town has no running water. You have to go to a well to draw water. Teaching has always been in the hands of the monks. Besides the basic knowledge of writing and counting, most of the time is dedicated to endless repetition of Buddhist chants. This is the reason why the monks have such a great influence over the people. One of the priorities of the new In regime was to establish more state schools. 5,000 primary schools have been built in 10 years. Only the children in isolated villages are now educated exclusively by monks. And now schooling is also available for girls as well as boys. Today, 80% of the children from the ages of 5 to 9 are being educated. 25% of them will continue further education in secondary and technical schools. The Irrawaddy River divides the country in half, and thanks to the siltic carriers, the delta of the Irrawaddy has become the rice granary of Burma. The Elephant River, as it is called, is the backbone of the country, the great artery navigable for 1,400 kilometers, along which both men and goods travel. A boat, such as this one, takes 8 days to travel up the river from the port of Rangoon to Mandalay, in the center of the country, and 3 days more to reach the north. The boat stops countless times, so life on board has to get organized. Each year, 5 million Burmans travel in this way. Time certainly does have another rhythm here. The superior of this monastery died a month ago. All this time was necessary to gather his relatives and the money which will be necessary for the 3-day funeral. The first day, the funeral procession, together with 3 bands, accompanies the coffin through the streets of the town. The relatives consider the ceremony as a celebration, as the monk will no doubt be reincarnated in a better life.